You're watching the Momentum Health Cape Pioneer Trek, presented by Biogen. The fifth stage of the 2017 Momentum Health Cape Pioneer Trek, presented by Biogen, took riders from the temperate garden route into the arid Klein Karoo for the second journey stage of the race. Moving race villages from George to Oudtshoorn meant that riders would be faced with the biggest challenge in riding and, in most years, atmospheric conditions. But with the trailing edge of a cold front still hanging over the Karoo, the temperatures were unseasonably chilly, only rising to 20 degrees centigrade. The harsh trail conditions would make up for the perfect riding weather, though, to provide a stern test. In the UCI men's race, both Team Spur Ready and NAD Pro MTB have coped well, with the Spur Ready combination emerging on top daily, including on Stage 4's time trial, where Alan Hatherley and Matt Beers extended their lead by 30 seconds. The general classification gap, with 3 stages remaining, was 1 minute and 33 seconds. The UCI women's race has been a more topsy-turvy race, with Team Spur Valencia and Team Ascendus Health trading stage victories. The Ascendus Health combination has the momentum going into the second half of the race, though, having claimed back-to-back stage victories on the previous 2 stages, including a victory by 30 seconds on the 4th stage's time trial. Stage 5 was dubbed Montague Metal and featured 1,650 meters of climbing in 97 kilometers of distance, which separated George from Oudtshoorn. The stage started at a leisurely 8 a.m. to allow the busy Thursday morning traffic of George to dissipate before the riders wound their way through town. The easy pace provided a warm-up for the stiff legs further down the general classification, but the competitive riders, like mixed category contender Yolanda de Villiers, were itching to race into a new landscape.
Yeah, fantastic route, really good vibe. This is really the race with soul. Beautiful days, every day is different, from the sandy sections at the coast to the forest sections here in Saasveld, and today to the hot and harsh Karoo.
Straight out of the neutral zone, the climbing started on the Montague Pass, and immediately NAD Pro and Ascendus Health ratcheted up the pace. This put Amy McDougall and Ariane Luthi on the back foot, as they could not match the pace set by Ascendus Health. McDougall went deep into the red on the opening 2 stages to capitalize on Robin de Groot's struggles early on in the race.
Yeah, I struggled a lot at Montague. I was going my absolute hardest, but they were just too strong. And then Ariane was just fantastic. She was giving me pushes every now and again, and then she paced. And she's been incredible. She's just been there, like placing in the group nicely and being really supportive. For me, I've just it's been a big mental kind of inner dialogue, mental battle going on. Being in that pain cave and telling myself that I can do it, and just keeping on hanging in there.
Marek Raakfors took up the pacemaking duties at the front of the race. With Nico Bell and Javi Combrink hot on his heels, this put the KTM Pro team of Moritz Becerra and Manuel Pleem on the defensive. It's the 21-year-old Becerra's first major stage race. A second acceleration from Nico Bell shed all but his NAD Pro teammate Javi Combrink and the Team Spur Red E pair.
It's obviously a hard start up the climb. We just sort of set the pace up there and made it quite hard, get rid of some of the other teams. And obviously, you never know how your competitors' legs are feeling, so it's always good just to try and see.
Yeah, Nico was setting quite a hard tempo up there. I was pretty much into a headwind, so it wasn't really an opportunity to ride away. The Spur guys are pretty much just as strong as we are, so we just got rid of everyone else, and then over the top it was like just bang on headwind again all day.
Over the top of the crest of the pass, the NAD Pro riders realized they would be battling a headwind to Oudtshoorn for much of the day. They did not sit up and wait for the KMC Fruit to Go, Kelly's Bike Ranch and Spot Africa to catch them, however. In the women's race, Ariane Lutti was giving Amy McDougall a helping hand wherever possible, as they limited their losses to Robin de Groot and Sabine Spitz. The Ascendis Health pairing managed to extend their lead to 1 minute and 12 seconds at the summit of the Montague Pass. But soon they realized the headwind would make escape improbable, especially if the Spur Valencia found aid in a group through the vineyards of Herald. Through the single tracks of Herald Wines, Nico Bell continued to control the pace. With Team Spur Red E lacking the incentive to attack, the NAD riders could recover after their efforts up the pass by maintaining a stable tempo.
We just kept the tempo up a bit, but wasn't really going flat out. We knew once we hit the big open roads, they'll probably come back. But we have to try and put the guys under pressure a bit. Just another easy day at fun,
The KMC Fruit to Go pairing were in no man's land between the leading quartet and the chasing pack. The chasers were made up of Kelly's Bike Ranch team, Spot Africa, and solo riders Tian Swart and Drickus Kutsia. Such was the stable tempo which NAD Pro maintained at the sharp end of the race, they remained out in front with Team Spur Red E. Threading their way through the gateway to the Klein Karoo along the Paardepoort Road, Nico Bell and Gavi Kombrink allowed Alan Hatherley and Matt Beers to take up the pacemaking duties. Behind them, the chasers were gaining ground and getting organised. While a little further down the road, the women's race was as exhilarating as it has been all week, with Sabine Spitz showing her class and experience.
And what I heard was about we had a bit more than 1 minute gap to Ariane and Amy at the top of Montague. And when we head back to, let's say more district roads with a lot of headwind, that was a bit of disadvantage for us because Ariane and Amy would have been in a bigger bench, but that's racing.
The gap, which had been over a minute after 20 kilometers, came down to 45 seconds by the 35 kilometer mark. But the Paardepoort single tracks provided respite from the wind and allowed Ascendis to continue to exert pressure on Spur Valencia. In the men's race, the three leading groups merged into one on the district roads of the Klein Karoo. Bizarrely, both the KMC and Kelly's Bike Ranch groups made the catch almost simultaneously.
After that, we pretty much sat up because of the headwind, and the other teams came back and they did a bit of rolling on the front, and we got to sit a bit of slip and recover a bit before the end. Chandelier really rocky as well. It's not as bad as previous years. I don't think it had as much rain here, so it's not as drained as previous years. But we just set the pace quite hard up there, and on the downhill sections, just trying to push the pace. And you never know if the other guys might make a mistake. So you always try, towards the end, and it's always going to be a sprint. And I mean, me and Harvey are not really sprinters, so it's difficult to win a stage if it's a sprint every day.
Bram Root of KMC Fruit to Go was defending third.
We're starting with a good pace. The other two teams are riding too hard for us. And into the Karoo is broken totally. And at the last climb in the Karoo, other teams are riding away.
And though NAD and Spur Red E rode away, Root and Gerben Moss did not give up. Through Chandelier, the two leading women's teams of Robin de Groot, Sabine Spitz, Ariane Lutti and Amy McDougall joined forces with a group containing three of the top mixed teams and the leading veterans, Fanny Venter and Max Friedrich. The KMC Fruit to Go team caught the leaders with 5 kilometers to go, but a momentary lapse of concentration put Bram Root back on the defensive.
My job is to just keep Alan in sight, to be honest. We've worked on my sprint a lot. He's one of the best in the country, so he's taught me little tricks and stuff, and I know he's always going to munch me, but if I can just keep close to him and try and get everyone else, then we'll win.
The KMC riders made it back in time to contest a three-way sprint finish, but were no match for Team Spur Red E. Matt Beers and Alan Hatherley took their 5th win of the race, while KMC held off NAD by 0.3 of a second.
With the flat stage, it wasn't too difficult for us, and I mean we mainly focusing on tomorrow's big stage, with the main climb at the end. Hopefully we can get some time there.
Yeah, I've raced up there actually I think 4 or 5 times, so I know it very well. It'll be Alan's first time, so yeah, I just got to talk him through it because we all know how steep that thing is at the top. Yeah, just saving matches for that last, I think it's 2Ks or so, which is quite hectic.
The result sees Spur Ready extend their lead to 1 minute 35 seconds, while KMC lie 10 minutes and 50 seconds down on the general classification. The Ascenders Health women managed to sneak an 8-second gap on Team Spur Valencia in the closing kilometres. Robin de Groot and Sabine Spitz took the stage win, while Ariane Luthi and Amy McDougall finished within sight of the stage winners. The stage podium was rounded off by the Junto ladies combination of Nikki Gillamere and Frankie du Toit.
I just need to put my legs up and recover as much as possible and not to be negative. Anything can happen, and I just need to know the best I can do is the best I can do. So that's exactly what I'll keep doing.
It's nice to be smiling again. I went through some testing times, and just have to thank everybody for keeping my spirits high when I just wanted to throw the towel in.
The UCI Women's General Classification standings after 5 stages sees Team Spur Valencia hold a 5 minute and 8 second advantage over Team Ascenders Health. Even a 5 minute advantage could come under threat on stage 6 though, as 95 kilometers with 2,700 meters of climbing awaits.
Yeah, especially a mountaintop finish. It's really it's actually super cool that we've got this in a race. It's logistically not the easiest thing to do, but I think it's just, you see it in the Tour de France or in a big Grand Tour on the road. That's where stuff gets decided and where the fireworks go. So yeah, we're all quite excited for that stage, and yeah, I just really hope the legs are going to be with us.